G'day, Fish, the Beach Bum Investor. Yes, I'm early. It's my show. I can come on early when it suits me. Don't know if that'll bite me in the bum with no one actually being here from the Discord group, but I'm going to post up and just let them know I've come in rogue style and early and see if we can get the conversation going. It has been an altcoin-led recovery, a NEM altcoin-led recovery. NEM did some amazing things in the last 24 hours, and we'll get onto that in a second. Right now, I don't even know if anyone's around. Usually the weekends are a bit quiet for us. Bear with me 1 second. No, now. Cool, done. Closing Discord so we don't get the beeping going. And back to the live combo. G'day, BB Junkie. Good to see you. Might only be a couple of us in today, man. I decided to go rogue and come in early, so let's see what happens. Get the conversation going, though. NEM, huge gains. Tell you what, let's while we're waiting for a few to get in, let's duck over to the screen share and have a look at the economy. See how it's been trending. Okay. Screen share. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. CoinMarketCap.com. And we'll get to view all. Hey. Yeah, so it's looking pretty solid. Bitcoin did take retracements down off the $20,000 mark. Has been really, really volatile, actually. Probably partly to do with the big variations between different exchanges. So yeah, it's down 8% in the last 24 hours, but we do know how much it ran up to get to these sort of prices. So that's certainly not unexpected. You take a look at the 7-day and most people are happy who got into Bitcoin 7 days ago. So good to see. Ethereum's making its comeback, up 6.3% in the last 24 hours, as is Bitcoin Cash, up 12%. IOTA hitting $5 marks. I didn't even see that. That's only just happened. That's good. I bought it back around the 350 mark. So I've done well on IOTA. Back in front and a huge gainer in the last 7 days. Hey, one that's really shot up though, and we've been calling it a sleeping giant for a long time. Well, the sleeping giant has awoken. NEM, 60 cents, up 158% in the last 24 hours. Wow. I've got to look for the news there. That's got to be news driven. I can't believe that's just, yeah. I'll have to have a look at what the news that came out. I haven't had a chance to look into that. I was trialing a new recording of a 5-minute wrap up of the crypto economy down at D-Bar Beach this morning. And as usual with Fish, I had some technical issues. Hey, jumping back to Litecoin. Litecoin's been a really, really big gainer as well, up 31% and well in excess of the $100 mark, which Acu5 picked only 2-3 months ago maximum. So when it was sitting around $50. So investment crews killed it on that one. And Acu5's prediction has more than come true there. Yeah, so it's a good-looking mix of red and green. Let's have a look at a couple that we called yesterday. Lisk, we said around, I think it was around $7, and we said, yep, let's get it, too cheap. Today, the other one we called for too cheap yesterday was Pay Token. How's that gone? 10x, yep, up to 227. I think it was around no, it even dropped below that. I think it was $1.90 when we looked at it at some stage yesterday. But I said anywhere around the $2 or below $2 is good buying. It has been historically. And I believe that will continue to be the case. So, yeah, good gains of 18% on 10x. PIVX is up over the $5 mark. Fish is doing backflips. I only did a report this morning saying it was up $4.50. But as you can see, people prepping for Fish to come on air and for the same spike that we always get at this time. The Fish-driven PIVX market. I am joking, of course. But 9.07% in the last hour. Excellent work. I hadn't actually seen that because I've been setting up for the show, so that's cool. Really good to see. Power ledgers kick back strongly after hitting some lows. I still think, it's a long term. This one's a long termer. You're not a quick flipper. You're not going to see the real value of this power ledger until 2019 and beyond. Yeah, so I'm going to pop back to the chat now and see if that little overview of the market has actually got some people in for the conversation. Stop sharing my screen and let's see what we want to talk about today in terms of crypto. Jumping back now. Oh, heaps of people in now. Well, heaps of the weekend crew. Tagnio says, go LTC. I like the new style update earlier. Great scenery. You trying to be like Heidi? No, mate. No. I've been going down to the beach for a long time. I was surfing before Heidi was even born. So no, I'm not trying to be like her. She's trying to be like me, I reckon. Yeah, NEM's done really well, Pablo. Good to see you, Floyd. Gold 28%. Are you serious? I just went to buy some. Damn it. I missed that buy yesterday. Let's have a quick look at gold. I'm just going to bring it up on my side of the screen. I won't screen share with you. Yeah, nice, 36 cents. Wow. That was another one I called yesterday, said I was getting into. I actually didn't get time to do it because I had so much on, so I've just missed good gains on gold. I don't mind it long term though, so I'll see if it dips off of this. If it doesn't, I'll try and play the markets, pick up a little bit more. But the good thing is I did pick up some, so I had some in my golden bag ready to go. But I really should have stacked up yesterday. It was clearly too cheap, below the 30-cent mark. 30-cent mark. Is the sea warm? The sea is warm at the moment. We've got a southerly breeze blowing on the Gold Coast today, which usually brings warmer waters. Funnily enough, the colder waters usually come from the north and brings in the deep ocean water. So even though it's usually hotter air temperature with the northerly wind, the waters get quite cool. But today, southerly wind's blowing. Quite a nice day down at the beach. It is a strong southerly. I had to get behind those rocks to block some of the wind at D-Bar this morning, but I'll go out for a paddle after this. It's just a glorious day here on the Gold Coast. Getting off crypto as usual. Yeah, green screen, mate. No, that's natural D-Bar. That's my home break. Just over there. Not far at all. Fast crypto news. Should I sell all of my BTC before the futures madness begins? I don't think all of it. I'm not a player who goes all in or all out. I don't do things like that. Fast crypto news. Some people do though. Wilkie's a big player of all in, all out. In terms of the altcoin, but he tends to just move his money back and forth and keep accumulating BTC and the altcoins. So, man, is it time to move everything back into fiat? No, but do I think it's time to be responsible if you've had a good run up, and is now a good time to look at taking a little bit of profit off the table before the uncertainty of Monday? Tuesday for me, Monday for most of you. Yeah, I think so. I've done it. How can I advise against it if I've done it? So I don't think it's a good idea to take everything though, man. I've still got a substantial amount in the crypto economy, so if it booms Monday, I'm sweet. But I've taken enough out that if it crashes Monday, I'm sort of going to be happy at my long-term view of the crypto economy and be able to get some cheap prices. So we'll see what happens, man. It's tough to tell, but you know, I think the volatility of the market in the last 48 hours has shown that we're not even close to a stage that puts us beyond manipulation. So that is concerning. I read an article this morning that suggested that the CBOE and CME trading, futures trading, has been rushed a little bit. There are other things to consider with those bigger markets as well. Like they have, you know how, like if something goes wrong on Wall Street, for example, if there's really, really big losses or something like that, they actually shut down Wall Street. CME and CBOE will do the same with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin raises, or like goes up, or I think it was 90 minutes, if it raises more than 10%, they'll halt trading for 5 minutes. Now, that happens all the time in our economy. So I'm not sure they've researched that too well. It's an interesting time. It really is with CME trading, CBOE trading opening up on Monday, futures trading essentially allowing people to make a significant amount of monies by betting on the shorts, as i.e. Bitcoin going down. If they're right and they put a significant amount of money on that, they'll cash out a lot of money. So that's the speculation, is that this market action has not only been like the early drive was, you know, a lot of whales accumulating, preparing for this opportunity to actually make money on shorts. It's not confirmed. This is a theory. And it is certainly possible. So it's something to be aware of coming into Monday. Do I think it will happen? I'm torn. So I've got myself prepared both ways. That's the best advice I can give at the moment. Hey, Joe. Yeah, so it is going to be interesting. I look forward to these times, even though they do bring uncertainty into the economy. I look forward to them because I love seeing how the market reacts. But I think even in the last 48 hours, if the whale theory of they've bought up a whole lot of Bitcoin to play with the market once they can short it. If that whole theory holds true, this last 48 hours of massive volatility on an increasing market cap coin could be a test run to see how much they can move it. G'day, Peter. Peter Matthew. Peter Matthew. Not sure I've seen you in before. Welcome. Yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts going into Monday. I think it's a risk event. That's what I call it, a risk event, because there is risk involved. And anyone who says that Bitcoin can't go down on Monday or Tuesday is delusional. It certainly can, and it can go down in horrific fashion if the conspiracy theories, or I don't want to call them conspiracy theories because they're plausible. If the theories that big institutional money has been buying up Bitcoin for a couple of months now, ready to make a fortune on the short. It would be funny if BTC just moves and jumps to 30K. I just want to say, fast crypto news, that's equally as possible. The institutional money could be, just waiting for a regulated exchange like CBO or CME to actually put their money into blockchain and crypto economy securely. So, well, what they see is securely. They like those nice regulated environments. So, yeah, it could go the other way. It can go to 30K. Me, I just think so many people had their heads in the clouds. That's what it felt like. Everyone was screaming about how good Bitcoin was and how good blockchain was. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's still in development. And it would pay us all to remember that. Because until I can go and buy my coffee with Bitcoin, until more stores are accepting Bitcoin, I got to call it as I see it. And I think that we're buying on speculative value, on future value rather than current value. Doesn't mean it won't keep going up. But I think that's I think you'd be doing well to disagree with that when it costs still SegWit has not been integrated into all wallets. So we're still quite often paying $4 or $5 and waiting significant amount of times to move Bitcoin. Therefore, Bitcoin cannot be used to buy my coffee. Cannot be, even if the store's accepting it. It does not make sense. So for me, yeah, I'm not fudding. I'm just saying, like, this is what I do. I assess companies for the stage of development, what they're valued at, and for mine, Bitcoin's store of wealth, yes, but they're still playing the currency game, which means no, because you haven't got a viable digital currency at the moment, not for everyday transactions. So until that happens, yeah, I'm calling Bitcoin a little bit overbought. I know I'm in the minority. I know everyone is disagreeing with me and they think it'll moon to 30, and that's fine. I can't be right all the time, and I'm also not prepared to just go with what every single other person says all the time. In this one circumstance, I'm taking a different opinion, that I think Bitcoin's overbought for the current stage. I think that Monday presents a risk event, and I think we all need to be aware of that and keep our heads out of the clouds, our feet firmly on the ground. We need to calculate how much profit we've made up to this point and perhaps take a little bit out into fiat in case that risk event does happen. That's what I'll be doing. Well, it's what I've already done. I might have even done it a bit early. But you know what? I'm even thinking about cashing out just a touch more, because that volatility over the last 48 hours really said to me that this market cap is nowhere near tamper-proof, essentially, or Bitcoin is nowhere near tamper-proof in terms of the coin price. I read another article this morning that suggested 40% of Bitcoin is held by 1,000 people. That's not exactly a fair distribution of wealth, which concerns me as well. That leans towards an economic model that we already have. The top 1%ers, or even top 1% of 1% controlling a vast majority of the world's wealth. So that concerned me. I only read that article this morning. But yeah, that's somewhat akin to our current economic model. At least it's not manipulable in terms of just adding extra Bitcoin into it. But, there are things that do concern me a little. Okay, let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Joe, have I looked at Dragon Chain? No, man, but I looked at that ICO you sent me this morning. I like it. Good existing user base, team looks solid. Love the region. So, yeah, let's have a look at that, man. I need to know what's our minimum, what's our soft cap to get into that ICO. I think private pre-sale's gone, but we can still get in on public. So let me know about that, everyone thing. Fast Crypto News said, if I sell all of my BTC or GDAX, then buy back in on the dip, do I have to pay taxes if I just bought back in a few days later? You'll have to check with the tax laws in your country. Fast Crypto News that will vary from country to country, so I can't speak for every country as a whole. Joe, Warren Buffett tells us Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. Others say it's a fraud. The price continues to rise as the people realize the underlying technology represents the intrinsic value. That's actually a really solid point, Joe. I've never heard that put quite so elegantly. So I think that's a really, really valid counter argument to people who say that that Bitcoin itself has no intrinsic value. Now, my argument has been in the past is what intrinsic value does an Australian dollar hold or a US dollar? Zimbabwean dollar. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hold any intrinsic value itself. So that argument is null and void in the first place. We've accepted for a long time that things that have no intrinsic value can be traded and used as value. We've accepted that for years. But I think that's really elegant the way you put it, that the underlying technology represents the intrinsic value. That's cool. Definitely overbought, but I'm a biased bear. Yeah, Joe. I mean, I know it's overbought, man, and it can keep going. That's the thing. It could trade at 100,000 by next year easily at the bullish rate it's going. And the other thing is, don't forget Lightning Network got tested yesterday. So these scaling solutions are on the way, but I think until they're actually implemented, proven to be secure and successful in effectively scaling the Bitcoin network, we can't price in things that aren't proven yet. Not on a big scale. We're already pricing in my opinion, the Lightning Network, SegWit, everything that's going to scale Bitcoin. And we're already starting to price all that stuff in, and it just hasn't happened yet. And you know, SegWit, for starters, took about 2 years to start implementing, let alone it hasn't even gone close to saturating in terms of a lot of the exchanges aren't even using SegWit-enabled transactions. Sammy's taken 50% off the table. I've taken less than 50%, Sammy, but you know, I'm pretty bullish on crypto in general, but I've certainly taken off, taken enough out to secure myself. Like, I've taken more out of the economy than I've put into it. That's from day one to now. I've got more Australian dollars out, and I've got a healthy portfolio. So when you're playing with, it's not one money, but it's profit. When you're playing with profit, you can't really lose. Well, you can lose your profit, but I can't go back to a negative balance from what I put into the economy, because I've already taken more than that out. Okay, let's see what other comments we have in here. Billionaires understand that the market, especially some like Warren Buffett, and they are absolutely ruthless. Rich billionaires discuss Bitcoin with a dismissive smirk. It's telling and revealing. Joe, it's a really good point, man. I said yesterday that there's a lot of institutional money that would love to see Bitcoin fail because it disrupts the status quo for them. And the status quo is they just continue to make money off of money off of money. So it's not good. And through the movement of money, I mean, it was Nathan Rothschild that famously said banking is nothing more than moving money from where it is to where it needs to be. And when that's done in a digital manner, which it is in today's banking environment, there is no need to charge the exorbitant rates that are being charged for that service. Once upon a time, it made sense. If gold, for example, had to be physically moved to transact value, then there's a cost in moving that gold. But when you're talking about digital, the cost comes right down. So to charge customers for storing, transacting dollars in a digital environment or currency in a digital environment at the rates that the banks currently do is ridiculous. And I'm glad that we've got technology that at least brings that to light. Yeah, exactly, Grant. Grant Roger makes a good point. He said, well, for me, it's not necessarily about nice things. I got over materialism a long time ago, but Grant Roger said, remember to take profit, buy yourself some nice things, guys. Yeah, if you buy nice things, or if you want to take a holiday, or you want to give some money to charity or anything like that, help out a friend. It feels good to take profit, whatever you're going to do with it. If you're a spender who likes the material things, you're going to get feel good about that, then that's fine. You know, if you're someone who likes to help out friends and family and whatever, do that. If you're someone who just likes to cash out some profit and go, yes, I cashed some profit, now I can wait, do that. But the act of cashing profit is very important from a confidence point of view, especially if you're a new investor, and I know a lot of you are, because I know a lot of you are very young, and I don't believe you will have been in stock markets and perhaps not even, you know, trading fiat and things like that before. So it is an exciting new world, but you do need to learn it and learn how to be responsible in your investing. Just catching up on chat again, guys. Some really cool comments coming through. The unregulated markets of crypto are a playground for the wealthy whales to manipulate the market. However, concerning the emergence of the underlying technology is the fundamental driving force. Yeah, it's a very good point, Joe. Look, man, there's some market cap, there are some coins in this economy which I could manipulate without too much trouble if I was so inclined. I'm being 100% serious. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult if you've got, you know, if you've got some money to play with and it's a $2 or $3 million market cap coin, you can manipulate the crap out of it. Now, I believe regulations will come in to prevent that sort of action, and that will come in through the exchanges themselves. So exchanges will be charged with the responsibility of monitoring for I can't remember the name of the actual action, but let's just call it market manipulation to encompass all those negative actions which can happen in markets. But yeah, I think that will be more regulated, and I don't think regulating that is a bad thing. I think that's good. We don't want market manipulation. We want things to grow and either succeed or fail organically based on the value that they're bringing to our society, based on the value of the tech, based on the value of the community, based on the things that we actually look for, rather than just a few whales want to make some money. Yeah. You're in Dragon up like 10x? Nice, nice, nice. I like to hear people making good money, you know. It's nice to see. It's a risky space. It's good to see people turning profit. A few more people starting to join. It's probably because it's my regular time that I actually come on now. Sorry I came on early. You never know when to expect fish. It'll be somewhere around this time. What are CME traders going to do when they take evenings and weekends off? We'll do the same thing they've always done. Take evenings and weekends off. Peter Mayhe said, I'm in the game to potentially make passive income in the future. Yeah, man, I've been concentrating pretty heavily on proof of stake and residual income coins. I think that's easy for people to understand, especially coming from the old world of investment, where you traditionally, with good companies, you get dividends on your shareholdings. So for me, a residual income is quite easy to understand for old school investors. Yeah, and clearly interest rates that outdo the banks because you don't have the overheads that the banks have, mainly being the huge dividends which they pay to themselves and shareholders, and multi-million-dollar salaries for the CEOs. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were discussing Bitcoin 3.5 years ago, although they would never publicly endorse it. Someone with the genius and inside of Bill Gates. With the genius and inside of Bill Gates. Oh, inside probably. Do you honestly think he didn't put a little money into Bitcoin? And by a little, I mean 100,000 shares of Bitcoin in 2015. You see my point? Yeah, I mean, some people, like, he's probably got investment people doing stuff for him as well. Like one of the stories I loved when I was, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 15 years ago. I don't know, for the international viewers, if you've heard of Kerry Packer, but the Packers are a very wealthy family in Australia, media and casinos. And yeah, Packer, basically I think it was the Japanese investment group came over, and there's a golf course on the Gold Coast now known as Emerald Lakes, just up the end here. Can't remember what it was called back in the day. And the story goes that the Japanese investment group came up and said, oh, how much do you want for the golf course? And he said, what golf course? He didn't even know he owned it. So, you know, it'd be plausible to think that someone like Bill Gates might have someone investing on some high risk tech stuff on the side, and he could have money in Bitcoin that he didn't even know he had, which is kind of dangerous because that guy has the private keys. Hey, Rocket Radio Show. Oh, NEM was your big bag? Loving it, man. Good, congratulations. Good to see those sorts of games for you. Hey, Mike, how are you? Just catching up, guys. All right, I'm back to live now, so if anyone has... hang on. I won't get back to live because Joe has a conspiracy theory. Let's have a look, Joe. Here's my conspiracy theory. Wants new money, dumb investing, ultra greedy people pour their life savings into Bitcoin, spinning the price to $50,000. The George Soros of Bitcoin will start manipulating the market downward, shooting it as they go, shorting it as they go, laughing while they puff on a big Cuban cigar. Bitcoin will start crashing. Everyone will have conniption fit, but it's a fugazi, at least for the big money whales. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I think, like, honestly, I think with the surge in Bitcoin recently and the amount of new investors in the economy, we've seen how emotionally driven this market is time and time again, and it shows no signs of becoming more immune to that emotion, to be honest. I thought it was for a stage, but the swings in this market have proven to me that it is heavily, heavily emotion driven. And that's why I believe it's FOMO driving us to these prices. So yeah, I think that honestly, the biggest and best assessors of economic markets in the world will have assessed, and I'm sorry if you disagree, this is my opinion and I'm entitled to it. I think the best economic people at assessing economic climates in the world would agree that Bitcoin it's unsustainable growth at this stage and perhaps overbought for the stage of development. Now, for me, that leaves a potential downside. And if I am a CME trader or something like that, I might consider it for sure. And I don't think it would have to get to 50,000 to start being overbought. I think that price already hit us as soon as we started passing. Can I be honest, guys? I predicted $5,500. Okay, $5,500 for Bitcoin by the end of the year. Now, my concern is what has changed in Bitcoin? What has changed in Bitcoin that now makes it worth 3 times as much as what I already had as a very bullish prediction? What has changed? Okay, a Lightning Network test. SegWit not really implemented anywhere. What has changed? And if nothing's changed, if more stores aren't like I talked about it yesterday, yes, more stores are adopting it, but not at the same rate as the price is going up. That's a disconnect with reality. It really is. So that's my personal opinion. Now, the thing is that this is the beautiful part. For everyone who disagrees with me, I'm one person. And most people seem to be disagreeing with me and say Bitcoin's fantastic, it's going to store wealth and will continue to go up forever. Well, for starters, nothing goes in a straight line. We've already proven that when we hit 20,000 and bounced down so severely. But if enough people believe that, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in that it doesn't matter that Fish thought it was overbought, even if technically speaking and from an analytical standpoint he was 100% right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where everyone goes, yep, it's worth more, yep, it's worth more, yep, it's worth more. See, to me, that's not how I value companies, though, and that's not how I value use cases for new technology. And I honestly believe at this particular stage of development, we have overvalued Bitcoin. I think there's far better value in the altcoin market. How unpopular am I about to be? Unsubscribe, everyone all over the place. You watch this. Media attention, says Joe. More people are in, network effect. Yeah, that's true. And the other thing that, look, an argument for the rate of it, like for the increase in price, is that this graph that we're seeing with Bitcoin doing this, yes, we're calling it a price, but what it's actually representing is the rate of adoption. Now, if you have a look at the graphs of the rate of adoption of technology over history, you are seeing more and more parabolic growth as each previous technology is used to launch the new technology. So it gets quicker and quicker, and adoption gets quicker. So perhaps this price gain is more of a indication of the willingness of the public to accept it as a currency, or to accept it as a store of wealth, or at least to accept it does have value. And given its finite amount, should continue to increase in value. So yeah, it's a great argument. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Peter tends to agree with me. He says, you're right, alts are where the amazing future technology is. It's an exciting future. Hey, based on that, guys, just on Peter's comment there, I want to make a quick announcement based off, don't know if I should do this to the Q-Link team after that little Bitcoin's overbought rant, but hey, the Q-Link team are going to come on our show on Friday. Stoked. Next Friday, we're actually going to have the Q-Link team live right here, Crypto Wave Investment Crew show. For those of you who don't know what Q-Link's about, it's a really exciting ICO at the moment, looking to use blockchain in the telecommunications industry and data sharing. So it's brilliant. It's a clever idea. We're very excited about it, our investment crew, and I'm really, really excited to be having a couple of the core members of the Q-Link team coming on the show on Friday to answer a couple of questions that have been asked by the general public. They've already had some questions that they'd like to address. I've got some of my own questions. And guys, on the Discord group, if you could drop me any questions you've got for the Q-Link team, we can hit them up and give them a real good grilling and see what their plans are for the future. I'm really looking forward to that. So just a bit of a segue there from Pete's comment about the exciting times and how blockchain technology is being used in the altcoin market. Yeah, there's a lot. Look, I've got to really give a shout out to Rocket Radio Show here. These are really important factors that a lot of people won't be considering and what's driving the price of Bitcoin. He says, liquidity compaction, pent-up investor rage, non-performing precious metals, negative interest rates. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. Bad investor, bad for investor, bad for investors, bad for investors. Bitcoin keeps doing this. Oh, shit, I'll just move my money there. Gold sucks, silver sucks. Is it $14 for silver now? $14 an ounce. Well, that's too cheap, in my opinion. Historically, I think you'll find that you're buying pretty well on silver. Having said that, guys, it's been 6 months at least since I've really looked at precious metals and those sorts of markets. But historically, $14 ounce silver, that's quite cheap. Oh, Peter, you're in Q-Link with the crew. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, well, there you go. So I didn't know that, by the way. That was not a setup. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that interview. I did one with Alex from Gladius, and I liked Gladius. Gladius it's not dissimilar to Q-Link in terms of using shared network resources. Shared resources, shared digital resources to create a network effect. Gladius is using it to prevent DDoS attacks. Obviously, Q-Link has a different value proposition in the telecommunications industry, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, we did one with Alex, the CTO of Gladius, and it went really well. But unfortunately, my tech skills are not so strong. So the audio is really low on Alex and really high on me. But when we have Q-Link on the team on Friday, we'll certainly make sure those audio levels are good so that people can actually bear watching it. But no, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's really cool seeing what people are doing with blockchain technology. And I said for a long time, like, the Q-Link team is, I said this on a previous show, I said the Q-Link team is probably the most experienced business team that I've invested in the crypto economy. I'm really excited about it. And plus, I hate the telecommunications companies in Australia, so let's get rid of them. Q-Link for life. What was this for, Joe? Hit 15 million US hard cap. Oh, that's for, yeah, sorry, that is for Q-Link. Yeah. So yeah, Joe's just giving an update, even though we've got a member of the Q-Link in here having a chat. Joe's just said it hit $15 million US, $15 million US hard cap 2 days ago, and they reduced the token cap from 1 billion to 600 million, so that makes it a better investment. Yeah, no, stoked. Cesar Omar Posada Garcia Sata Music. Sorry, man, if I've got that wrong. I'm just going to go with Cesar because actually one of my bodyboarding heroes and one of the guys I got to meet at the World Championship. It's amazing drop near Cesar Bauer from Peru. Welcome, Cesar. Okay, Publish just saying, that sounds right, Fish, but new people coming in every day see exchanges not able to handle the volume. Agreed, it's overpriced. There is a learning curve for the newbies. Yeah, man, that's it. Like, that's another good point, is the exchanges aren't handling the volume. So that says we're not ready for this. We're actually, as much as we're cheering for mass adoption and we want it, we're not ready for it yet. We're not. we're getting there, but we're not ready. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. Yeah, take some profits, hold some for correction time, keep a bit in the game, so you're happy either way. I think it's a good. I honestly do think it is a good strategy, but everyone's got to be. You've got to develop your own strategy. Wilkie makes way more money than me trading, way more. He outdoes me 10 to 1 just about in trading, because he's so confident. He dumps everything and then pulls that trigger and buys it all back up. And he'll hit a losing trade every now and again where it'll keep mooning and he'll have to buy it back to get in. But geez, his success rate is high. And when he's dumping and pumping his whole bloody bag, he can make really good gains. Whereas I'm more scaled in, scaled out, conservative, small percentages here and there, cumulative, So mine's certainly not the most profitable way, but it's the least gut wrenching. No. Not a sin to just hold. My mum asked me the same thing, Rocket Radio Show. I want to be very clear, guys. There are two different, if you're a long-term investor and you're looking at it for 5 years, don't go start taking money out now, especially if you've only been in for a little time. Most people who are involved Rocket Radio Show with this show and in the Discord group are doing some sort of trading. So we're talking more for medium-term, short-term trades when we're talking about taking profit off the table and putting it back in. I honestly believe that, like I said, we're overpricing it now for the current stage of development. But if you're saying like my mum did, she said, I'm literally just going to throw $1,000 in there and check on it in 5 years. And I said, okay, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, just do it. I didn't even tell her PIVX because I have to get her to, get over to the Bittrex exchange. I'll sort her out with some of that soon. But for the moment, I just said Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. It's a 5-year hold. I'd be surprised if we don't surpass the prices we're at now in the next 5 years. Having said that, I won't be surprised if in the next few months we do see some blood in the markets. I could be completely wrong. And, like I've said, everyone gathering around at Christmas time, and Uncle Jimmy, the crackpot's made 50 grand trading crypto this year, and Cousin Bobby's done this, and everyone, mimetic theory, right? So the word starts to get out as more people come into contact with each other. So it can certainly go the other way. That's why everyone's got to make their own strategies. You've held since $420, never spent a Satoshi since. That's incredible. Congratulations, by the way, Mike. That's good holding, man. And that's the thing, like that will literally be my mum. While I'm, I'll take profit here and put it back in here and take profit there. My mum will be the same. She'll just go, okay, I bought it at whatever it was, 10 grand a couple of days ago. 11 grand or whatever she bought it at. For Bitcoin, she bought Litecoin at under 100 and Ethereum at, I think, 420. Now, check back with me in a year, but I'm pretty sure she'll be fine. Check back with me within 5 years, I'm very sure she'll be fine. Oh, you can't be very sure, can you? But, that the point is that the long-term holders, time and time again, been proven to be one of the most effective, the most efficient, and most profitable strategies. So do not be afraid to be a long-term bag holder. Honestly, don't get involved in the heavy trading of cryptos if you don't know what you're doing. It's labor intensive. It takes a lot of work. You got to keep an eye on markets daily. If you haven't got that sort of time, don't bother with it. Just sit it down and see what happens. And that's why you only invest what you can just afford to throw away. Because if it's gone, if you're not expecting to see it for 5 years, then you pretty much have written it off. Yeah, Rocket Radio shows a hodler. I think that's cool, man. Yeah, I agree, Cesar. It just depends on how active you want to be, man. Cesar said nothing wrong with cashing out and buying at the start of another rally. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, bro. Well, that's what we do as traders for sure. But you know, I'm saying for people who aren't experienced in trading, because I did a month of intensive trading in fiats and commodities, and then I had mentorship for 3 months on top of that. So I'm fairly heavily experienced in, compared to most people in the crypto economy anyway. You know, there's plenty of people who are far more experienced than me in stocks and financials, but in terms of the crypto economy, at least I have had that training on, you know, doing technical analysis and some of the basics. People are just jumping in and buying and selling and hoping for the best, and more often than not, just better off hodling. Really, really are. Slap some Neo in there, and it is a tasty bag. Yeah, Neo's done all right actually in the last 40 hours. I think anywhere between $30 and $35 represents good buying. I think long term you'll kill it even at the prices it's at now. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick market update and see where we're sitting, guys. Been on for, you know, over half an hour now. We know how much this market can move in half an hour, especially when Fishy comes on. Now, the thing is, I've been spreading a little bit of FUD, and that's being represented in the price of Bitcoin down 1.5% in the last 24 hours. So clearly my effect on a $275 billion market cap. What can you do? Everything else is looking pretty steady though. Like, it's green and red, good mix. IOTA's just come back below that $5 mark now, $4.90. I think a lot of people would have said, oh, sell if it gets to 5, you know, those round figures. Yeah, TNC, no doubt. TNC said that so many people in Australia are talking about crypto. Yeah, it's actually right up there, man. If you look at the breakup of money being invested into the economy, like, okay, we're nowhere near as big as US and Asia, but per capita, man, we're only got 25 million, less than 25 million people in this country, and we're killing it. On a per capita basis, we've got some serious dollars in the crypto economy. So it's gaining wider acceptance here before it's even widely usable. So, you know, Australians don't mind getting on things like this. The government tends to be slow, but the people themselves are actually quite innovative in Australia. So we tend to support ideas like this. Thanks for your encouragement. Been watching you for a while, man. Of course, no problem. That's it. Like, that's what the investment crew's for as well. It's kind of a safe space to have a good open discussion, bring in your opinions, and not have anyone go, oh, you're an idiot. How could you not know that? I hated when people did that to me. I only got into the economy 6 months ago. I don't know computers to start with. I'm a bloody surfer. So I don't know computers to start with. And I had so many people being ridiculously condescending to me because I didn't know what a config file or wallet.dat file or this or that. No, I didn't even know how to turn on a computer 6 months ago. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but I'm not good with computers. I've had to learn a lot to become anywhere near proficient in this space, but I found it so condescending and so intimidating to learn from experts. So that's something we're trying to avoid in the crypto wave investment crew. Is we're not going to be elitists. If you're coming in new, you're like 99% of the population. So we're not going to be sitting here all arrogant and high and mighty because we got here first. We're here to help. And that's the attitude that, you know, Jiao wanted to create when we started the crypto wave investment crew off the back of the show. And yeah, obviously I was all for that. So I think it's done pretty well. Wilkie goes on the odd bashing of someone. I'll have to pull him into line every now and again, but hey, you got to understand with Wilkie, he's all tongue in cheek anyway, so he's not being serious. But yeah, it's a safe space to have your thoughts and to learn and to ask the questions where you might be ridiculed for in other investment groups, you know, because it's too simple. Oh, how could you even be asking that? You won't get that with us because, you know, the puppet is the biggest tech idiot of all. Everyone should check out Baby Pips Forex course, but good for TA. Yeah, cool, man. There's one from Joe, Baby Pips. Okay, more questions. Where did you do your training? I don't even want to mention it because I found out that the platform that they're running off is actually, it's not a scam, but they have deliberate errors inbuilt into their platform to take further money off their clients. So I found it in their platform. Not hard. I just realized the money coming out of my account. And I ordered my accounts each month. So it wasn't hard for me to figure out. And when I pulled it up, they go, oh, yeah, we'll fix that up. And then it happened again. They go, oh, yeah, we'll fix that up. And they refunded the money. But I said, hang on, what's the cumulative effect of you taking this amount off every single customer you have and putting it back on them to audit their own accounts so that your guarantees are actually being enacted? That's ridiculous. They have this no stop loss guarantee thing. So you put a stop loss in. If you know about slippage in markets, it's like, okay, let's say you're trying to sell something at 99, but your and you said, okay, if it goes to 98, I'm out. But the next highest bidder was actually 97. You actually cop that thing. Now this site attracts new people by saying, no, we'll cover that if that happens to you. And they advertise it, you know, no stop loss message, no slippages. But what they do is they don't actually have any coding or any programming to enact that on an automated thing. And they won't enact it unless you call them and say, yep, it's happened again, it's happened again, it's happened again. And no one would do that because they're advertising it doesn't happen. So yeah, I brought that to them and I said, my cousin's a programmer. He's brilliant with computers. He's written the operating system for a $30 million company, national company in a big industry. And I can have him fix this for you so that your customers aren't being ripped off. Oh, no, well, we couldn't have just anybody touching our computers. I'm like, he's works for the biggest engineering company in the world. He's a master with this sort of stuff. Get it done for you for free, just so that, you know, I feel comfortable using the platform and say your customers aren't being ripped off. Oh, no, we couldn't do that. To this day, they've never fixed the bug accidental in their system. It's a load of shit. That's why I don't deal with foreign exchange. Like day trading, honestly, is the biggest racket in the world. They will give you shitty tips because they make money whether you trade, not whether you win or lose. Now, I literally remember one week I was getting a call from my mentor, and based on the tips that had come out from the company, everyone must have had the shittest weeks in the world. And all I could hear was celebration and partying going on in the background. And I said, what's going on there? It should be a terrible week for everyone. Why are you cheering and clapping and patting each other on the back? Because they all made money whether we made or lost. That's the reality of leverage trading, and that's the reality of those platforms. So don't touch them. Crypto economy is far, far better alternative. And you get the swings you need. If you're, you know, adrenaline junkie and need those swings, you get them in the crypto economy. Yeah, man. Rocket Radio Show has got his own channel, guys. So if you want to check out some videos, Rocket Radio Show saying that it's got some over there. Do I remember Chaincoin, bro? I still got two masternodes running. See, that was the thing with my exodus from Chaincoin when I gloriously put on my PIVX gear and basically said piss off to Chaincoin. I got so roasted over that. The funny thing was, as I came out and said, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was deliberately stirring that pot. It was so easy to do and it was so much fun. And the beautiful thing was, is I thought, you know what, I really got in before the massive pump anyway. I bought my coins at an average of 60 to 80 cents. So I was like, you know, I haven't lost a lot of money no matter what's happened. So I'm just going to hold. And that way all the Chaincoin people can, you know, if Chaincoin goes back to $6, they will come back, ah, you were wrong, I told you, blah, 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 blah. I go, well, you just made me 12 grand, thank you. I've got 2 masternodes running. So I feel like I'm in a win-win situation there because I laugh. But I think Chaincoin's biggest value proposition going forward is it could get confused with a solid project in Chainlink. Chainlink's pretty solid, third-party information collection. It's really, I think it's a necessary addition to the crypto economy because I think third-party information collection is really, really important in enacting smart contracts. So I think Chainlink have got huge potential. I think Chaincoin have a great underlying technology, but they need to build marketing, they need to build their point of difference in the economy, and they need to build their community. And then they can be as big as anyone else because at the end of the day, Chaincoin is still better than the US dollar, Australian dollar, or any of that manipulatable fiat currency. And when I say manipulatable, I mean adding extra coins to the market cap and things like that, which is essentially what fiat currency does every year. Yes, but man, I remember it. I never copped such a roasting, and like that was my first experience on YouTube. I came in and said, oh, PIVX is good, and then I got involved in the Chaincoin thing, and I've never been so roasted in all my life. And I put in a shitty performance at a world championship representing my country. And I still didn't get as badly roasted as what I did over Chaincoin. How funny is that? Cesar, any crypto specific regulations you guys got there in Australia? Taxes is the main thing. So you'd be expected to pay tax on your gains. Because I only started sort of June or May this year, I hadn't taken out any to actually have to pay tax for the financial year that's just gone. I will have to look heavily into that as we head towards June 30 of 2018 to see what tax I'm required to pay. But yes, crypto will be taxed. in Australia. Under what exact section of the taxation law, I'm not 100% sure at this stage. I'm not sure if it's capital gains. I'm not sure. CommBank are now adopting, in their words, ledger technology. Yeah, well, that's cool. They have to. The banks are going to have to adapt and adopt and develop their own blockchain, or they're going to have to use a service like Ripple. Simple as that. Why NEM pump so much, Mohammed? I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go and look into the information. I was down shooting my video at the beach this morning, so I didn't have time to have a look into what that pump was about. But to be fair, we've been calling NEM a sleeping giant for a long, long time. Said it's brilliant technology. I really liked it. I figured one day it would go through the roof. I haven't been overly persistent about calling it, but here we go. Joe said NEM got put on WeChat. There you go. Thank you, mate. Thank you for the update. Pablo says, hit the like, guys. Oh, I got a dislike. Hit the dislike. Everyone hit the dislike. It pisses Xiao off. He doesn't take criticism as well as I do. You tend to let the water roll off your back once you've had enough of criticism, which I certainly have. All right, checking out the economy before I check out for the day. Just going to go for a quick run through, but Bitcoin has retraced over that hour, 2.47%. Just scrolling down, it looks like a healthy mix of red and green. ARK's performed well, up back up above $4 and up 18% in the last 24 hours. Gold continuing to grow, really, really nice to see. Up another 0.5% in the last hour. PIVX has just come back down a bit to $4.79. Still up 16.1% in the last 24 hours though. So it's pretty good times. I mean, it's a good, healthy mix of green and red, nothing with the alarming red figures. So I think most of you will be doing pretty well in your accounts. Hey, look out for this risk event on Monday. Make your preparation plans now. Prepare today and know your plan and say, this is what I think is going to happen. Fish is completely wrong and it's going to go to 30K, so I'm leaving everything in. Or no, Fish is right and we're going to take a little profit out. Or no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to drop the whole bag now because it's definitely going to done. You guys have got to make your own plans and your own decisions. I've been happy to share my thoughts with you today, and it's been really good to have you in the really good to have you all in the conversation. Does it matter? A Rocket Radio said question, which of the Bitcoin family is the rarest coin? It is Bitcoin. Oh, it's that one with 100,000. I can't even remember the name of it. If you have unlimited money, which BTC family coin is most rare and pays 20%? Yeah, I know. It's the Bitcoin proof of stake model. I can't remember what it's even called, but I think there are better proof of stake models out there because 20% inflation is unsustainable, sir. It certainly is. No economist in the world is going to tell you that 20% is sustainable. So I'll stay away from that one. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to check out for the day. It's been great to have the conversation. Bitcoin Plus, that's what it's called. Yeah. No, I'll stay away from that one, mate. 20% inflation is ridiculous. Not sustainable. Simple as that. All right, I'm going to check out for the day. Thanks for joining in the conversation. Hey, check out some of the videos on Rocket Radio shows. I didn't know he had his own channel. I'll jump over there, have a check it out. And, in the meantime, I'll catch up with you tomorrow for another crypto conversation and discussion. See ya.